These things tend to get loud. My name is Mark Underwood. I swim here at the University of Alabama. I would say music is a very large portion of my life. It kind of takes a little bit of the edge off of swimming. I think the music was always there. My mom would play classical music before I went to bed, so I'd fall asleep listening to classical music, or when I got a little bit older, she started throwing in some of her favorite music, or like the softer stuff, like some John Lennon.
Who taught you to play the guitar?
For the most part, I did. I just picked harder and harder songs. I did lessons for about a year when I was 13, and then playing with other people kind of helped me grow as a musician, kind of get a little bit better. It's kind of become part of who I am. All my teammates know me as a guitar player. A lot of them have come and seen me play around Tuscaloosa and a band I'm in.
What's the name of the band?
5 Card Draw. We're a pretty cool cover band. The band's older than my time here, and just keep changing out members, and I got lucky enough to get the call. It's really relaxing for me, just kind of performing in front of a different kind of audience, a different kind of way, and seeing all their smiles kind of live instead of after I pull my face out of the water, hoping that I got a good time.
When did you start swimming competitively?
When I was 4. When I first started swimming, I'd been swimming for a year. I still got disqualified a lot, but my mom says I won my first 2 races, and she just knew right from there I was gonna do something cool. I love being in the water. You know, being the oldest of 3 younger siblings in the house, I was very competitive. We were all very competitive. We play a lot of street hockey. We play a lot of street hockey and football in the side yard. I could have the worst day of practice. I could be crawling from the car to my bed, and one of my younger siblings would come into my room, probably with the hockey stick, and just poke me, get me out of bed, and just be like, "We gotta go play hockey." And I would still do my best to win.
Where in Alabama are you from?
I was born in Alabaster, and I moved super far away to Birmingham, so about 20 minutes. I get to go back home and see my friends and family and be like I represent the A every day. It's a super cool thing.
What's it like growing up in Birmingham-ish, Alabama?
I would say it was hot, so you spent a lot of your summers in pools. It's just what you did. I grew up around the YMCA. We had a pool in the neighborhood. We had a pool in our backyard. We were either in pools or outside.
Is that why you gravitated towards swimming?
Kinda, yeah. It's a good way to cool down. My mom was a swimmer. She wanted us to be comfortable in the water very early, and I was very comfortable in the water, so she got me into swimming pretty quick. Here's Mama Sharkus.
No, aren't we supposed to do this?
Oh yeah, roll tide.
Did your other siblings swim too, like competitively?
All 3 of my younger siblings swam competitively. My youngest brother, Michael, we call him Meatball. He plays hockey, so he stopped swimming so he could play hockey and focus on that. And now he's playing hockey up in New Jersey. I'm super proud of him. And my brother John, he kept swimming all throughout high school. And then I got my baby sister, she's still swimming, and so she's gonna be swimming through high school, and she loves it.
You said your mom was a swimmer. Was she like a collegiate swimmer?
She could have been a collegiate swimmer. She made trials in '92, Olympic trials in 1992, but she had to work through college, and she had to kind of set that dream aside to give herself a great opportunity for great work afterwards.
And then where's Dad from?
Dad is from Weirton, West Virginia.
Really? How did they end up down here?
So they both came down here for work. I was told that my mom went to a bar, she got hungry, my dad walked in with wings, and that was it.
Is there any part of your mom, like, do you feel like you're kind of fulfilling her dream in some way?
I would say so, and I think she just absolutely loves getting to watch me swim, getting to come out to these meets. She likes officiating, and so she'll come out and officiate all the Bama meets. She'll help make me good food that I'm comfortable with. She shaves my back. You know, a swimmer's got to do all that shaving, so she shaves my back. That's her job. No one can take it from her. And make sure like I'm just getting to bed on time, because I still think I have a bad habit of staying up when I should be getting a little bit more rest. So she goes full mom mode.
Do you talk to her every day?
Every day.
So what was it like adapting to college life? Like, did you love it or did you miss home? And
I'd say my first semester was a little bit difficult. I wasn't used to kind of like being on my own. I was learning that some of the stuff that I used to do, like in high school, I just could not get away with. I knew that like my body was changing as I was getting older, and the environment of like how to be an athlete was changing. And so I was definitely, still sometimes am, I was definitely one of those people, one of those swimmers that believed I could eat anything I wanted and get away with it. And so freshman year especially, I think diet was probably the biggest thing, diet and rest. So I didn't use the facilities as much as I should have. I was eating a lot of ramen, like a college kid, and that just didn't benefit me. And so I was dealing with much more difficult training. I was lifting a whole lot more than I had been, and I wasn't doing the right things at that point to kind of make sure that I was getting through that and recovering well for the next week of training. And so it took me until my sophomore year, kind of got more consistent.
what was it that drove that point home? Were you not getting the times that you set for yourselves as your own standard? Like, were you not placing the way that you thought you should?
It was not making the SEC roster my freshman year that kind of really woke me up. For SEC championships, they take a limited roster. I think we have 24 guys on the team now. We had, I think, 30 plus when I was a freshman. You had to be selected by the coaching staff to be part of a 22-man roster, including all the divers, all the swimmers, all the different strokes, and only those 22 get to go to conference. And when that travel roster came out, my heart sunk. And it wasn't anger, it wasn't jealousy of those other guys. I felt great. I felt like that was amazing for them. But I was disappointed in myself for not reaching my goal of being competitive. And I had that goal before I even came to college.
And then fast forward to the next year, your sophomore year, what happened?
I just started being more consistent in practice. I started really making sure that I was doing the best that I could every day. I had some great dual meets. I had a great mid-season. We got to conference. I saw my name go up on the roster. When I made it to the meet, I had an amazing 200 breaststroke. And it was a beautiful moment where I saw a lot of hard work that I probably hadn't been seeing for the last 2 years just kind of break loose.
I mean, did you win it?
No. I was racing some pretty fast guys, but I dropped 3 seconds. I hadn't dropped 3 seconds in 2 years. I added half a second my freshman year. Every 10th of a second counts, and so nowadays I celebrate hitting my best time or being 10th of a second, half a second faster. Getting 3 seconds at that moment, I thought, made me an Alabama swimmer. I scored points for the team, made my coaches proud. Felt really good.
Tell me about when you started to decide, like, yeah, I want to try to do this in college.
I always wanted to swim in college. I always thought I'd become a college swimmer. I didn't think I'd get to D1. I didn't think I'd be at an SEC school. My high school team, when I first started, was just me and a senior, and that was it. It was just me and her, and then it was just me. So for 2 years, it was just Mark. My senior year, I tried to get a team together, and it was ridiculous. It was me, a couple of these other kids, and I remember there being a meet on a Tuesday, and I had to go teach one of the guys how to swim freestyle the morning of.
So you basically like willed this team into existence.
I just wanted a relay. I wanted 4 people, including myself, to do a relay. I was going to see if I could drag it to states.
What were your events then, and are they the same events today?
I was never a backstroker. I can say that. I've done just about everything else, but I would always make up my ground in the breaststroke, and so as I just got to doing that more and more and just getting better and better at it, that just kind of became my stroke. And then once I got to high school, I just always medaled, and I started picking up state championships. I ended up getting an offer to come here in September of my senior year, and I took it right there.
Well, is that a part of it for you? Is it like, I want to play for like the hometown team or play, swim for the hometown team?
100%. That was kind of a big part of it. It was always there, just like how cool would it be to represent the A. I think we did one meet here growing up, and it was back when we had the old pool. It needed to be updated, and I appreciate it so much more now. I liked fast water, so I liked the pools up in Huntsville, which they were brand new when I started really getting serious about it.
What does it mean to have fast water? What does that mean?
It's weird to say. It's just you can kind of feel it. The more you get into swimming, you can feel like one obviously is temperature. You kind of want it nice and cool. If it's warm, your muscles are going to get too relaxed. You're not going to be able to really go fast. And then you want some cool. I'd say salty because I like. They say it's a little bit more buoyant. You float a little bit better. And I'm not the best at floating, anyways. So I like cool, a little bit salty water.
How does music tie into all this then?
I get very specific songs kind of stuck in my head for periods of time, and rhythmically they help me kind of achieve things at a pace that's comfortable for me or benefits me. I'll pick out a song or a couple of songs depending on how long the practice or race is. It kind of sits in the background of focusing on getting everything right, because you only get one shot. And when you're in the pool, you only have one dive. You only have about, some races less than a minute, other races less than 2 minutes, some races less than 20 seconds. And so if there's a BPM that kind of fits, there's usually some song that kind of just subconsciously pop in and kind of let itself manage the stroke a little bit. But I have a very changing stroke. I have a very changing way of swimming, and so when it picks up, it's got to pick up. Either having a beat in my own head or a song that changes kind of like that. It's got to fall along with that swim. You walk out behind these blocks and you have a kind of moment to yourself, and you can hear kind of everything. You can hear people in the stands. You can hear chants of every team, and there's a lot of teams, there's a lot of chants. The teams are loud. There's some people trying to make you laugh. There's some people trying to get in your head. And throughout all of that, you have to be focused on what you need to do for that race. You need to be focused on the pain and struggle that you're about to have happen, the physical pain, the mental pain, the feelings of you wanting to stop have to be gone. You gotta rely on your body a lot, but there are things your mind can do. You pick out things that you've struggled with before, and you just make sure that those things don't happen. You have these focus points that you kind of just have to make sure you get right. And so my turns, my underwaters, there is a lot of focus and thinking, and it's all you. You can't hear what the coaches are saying. You can't really hear anything for the most part. You're just moving in this environment where you can enter this like very, very focused state of mind. It's really cool. I see myself swimming until I die. Probably not competitively, but I think it's one of those things that one, I love doing, and two, it's really healthy for me. It's good for my joints. It's a good place to kind of let your mind go loose for an hour or two just in the water. do that a lot in the off season. I just kind of swim around. I think I want to keep competing for a few years, see what happens, see what training I can get, maybe just extend that career a long time. I've been doing it a long time. I don't really know a life outside of it. So I want to keep doing it just a little bit longer. My goal this year is to make it to the big dance, make it to NCAA champs. My name is Mark Underwood. I swim here at the University of Alabama, and this is my story.